Hello, River Landing. Last week, that special groundhog Phil saw his shadow, and that is supposed to mean 6 more weeks of winter. Humans have an interesting relationship with shadows. There's a story about some kid during a children's sermon saying that on Easter, Jesus emerged from the tomb, saw his shadow, and went back inside. Oh my, how these ideas get confused in our minds. The old boxer Sonny Liston reportedly asked his trainer if he could try shadow boxing, to which the trainer said, "Knock yourself out." Our ancestors discovered that shadows could be used to tell time, and the sundial was born. Artists discovered that shadows used in painting could create the illusion of depth, making objects appear almost three-dimensional. Poets and authors used shadow as metaphor. We all know the phrase from the Psalms about walking through the valley of the shadow of death. There are no shadows without light. So shadows are a natural part of living in a world of light. And yet they symbolize what is hidden in our world and in ourselves. Conspiracy theories are fixated on shadows out there in others, when the only shadows we can really address are those in here. Many who have studied the mind have identified its universal tendency to repress or bury or hide that which is not acceptable or that makes us afraid. Carl Jung led the way in the study of the shadow self. The unhealthy result of our unconscious shadow self is not what it represents, but that we keep it hidden. So we must create a persona or ego that denies or rejects the shadow. This persona that masks the unacceptable within us almost always condemns the same taboos in other people. We call it hypocrisy, but it's much more. Not being able to face sin or failure in ourselves keeps us divided and dishonest. As long as the shadow remains hidden, it will continue to torment us and other people. Only God's light can reveal and heal your shadow. So seeing our shadow doesn't mean more darkness and cold. Seeing our shadow selves means springtime is near. All due respect to Phil. Have a sunlight-filled week, my friends.